Hi, everybody, and welcome to this session of 3D+U. My name is Gigi Meese, and I am the Director of Community Relations for 3D Theatricals. Thank you. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. Love you guys for really embracing what we've been doing here. And now this session is something completely different. I'm so excited. You know, this instructor today is a multi-talented actor, singer, dancer. He's been on movies, TV, but you know what? He's also a real magician. So everybody, please welcome Adam Wylie. Yay!
Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We're gonna learn some magic today. We're gonna have some awesome time. We're gonna learn five different magic tricks. It might be a little overwhelming at first. Make sure you take notes. If you have any questions, I'll take some questions. I'll try to use you guys as participants, but I'm very excited to have you guys here. I'm very excited to be able to teach magic to you guys and spread the love and joy in a time that you kind of need it most. So please use this. We will be learning 5 different effects. I'm so excited. I have a list here of the 5 different effects. I don't know if that's flipped for you guys or not, but these are the list of theater magic tricks that we are going to learn. Well, I mean, they're not really theater magic tricks. You can do this for your friends and family. But what you're going to need today, the items you're going to need for these is we're going to learn 3 card tricks. So you're going to need a deck of cards, whatever cards you want. I get a phone call at the perfect time. And then we need a coin. So you're gonna need 1 coin. I'm gonna use this coin, which is a $50. You can use a quarter or whatever coin you want, but you're gonna need a coin for that. And then we're gonna use a trick with 6 random objects and a folded piece of paper. This is gonna be really cool, really fun. Don't worry, I will show you the tricks. I'll show you them as you would see them as a spectator, and then I'll go into the details of teaching them. But I'm super pumped up for this. I'm super excited for this. Without any further ado, let's get into some magic, okay? So I do use just a regular deck of cards for all of these effects that I'm gonna perform today. Most of my magic, I would say a good 90% of my magic is with a regular deck of cards and not with any weird or strange cards. You can actually see through the camera that they are in fact all completely different. See them all. They are just normal. Now, I'm gonna go over everything you need, including all of the setup, what a setup is, and how to make this the best performance possible. Because believe it or not, magic is another way of performing. And being good with your hands doesn't matter. It's all about your presentation. It's all about your performance. That's what I believe made me a good actor, is my theater and acting, or maybe a good magician is my theater and acting background. Not necessarily my hands. I've worked really hard at that, trust me. But what really enhances it is the performance, which you'll see. So this is the first trick. It is called, I'll show you. The first effect is called the Ace Assembly. It's called Ace Assembly. So if you want to write that down, take any notes, please feel free. Very exciting, and this is how it goes. I'm going to let you guys kind of see the table so that you see what's happening here. So you can show people that you have a deck of cards, the Ace Assembly right here. Watch. And now you don't reveal the name of the trick when you do this, okay? You're just going to say, you're going to have a deck of cards inside the box when you do this, like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up to your friends and say, hey, I'm going to show you a magic trick. I have a deck of cards here, okay? You can see that they are different cards, and we're just going to put them into 4 piles. 1, 2, 3, 4 piles. We're going to pick up this pile, and if you know anything about poker, you have to burn cards. What that means is to ensure you're not cheating. So we're going to take 3 cards off the top, and we're going to put them onto the bottom. And then we're going to put a card on top of each pile in any order that you want. You could even tell me what pile. It doesn't really matter. We're going to do the same thing with the next set. And the good news about that, 1, 2, 3 cards to the bottom, and we're going to put 1 card on top of each pile. When you do this performance in real life, they could even do all of this. You can instruct them, and it doesn't matter. That's what's so great about this effect. One more time. 3 cards from the top to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Put 1 card on top of each pile. And of course, the last pile, make sure we're not cheating, even though we are. 1, 2, 3. 1 card on top of each pile in any order. And there you go. And when I snap, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 aces now that we have found on top of each and every pile. How is this possible, Adam? Well, that's a very good question, and I'm really glad you guys brought it up. Now I'm going to teach you the effect. Now, there is a setup to this effect. It's a very simple setup. It's very easy. All you're going to do before you show your audience, your setup is what you do before you come into contact with the audience. Very, very important. You're going to take your 4 aces, just like this. You're going to place them, or your 4 of a kind. You don't have to do this with aces, by the way. You can do this with any 4 cards you want. 4 queens, 4 kings, 4 aces, 4 twos, 4 fives, your lucky number, whatever you'd like. In this case, I think the aces kind of look the best. So we are going to use the 4 aces right here, and your setup is this. All you do is place them on top of the deck. That's it. Take them out of the deck, place them on the very top, put the cards back in the box. You're now ready to go. So you're going to approach your spectator, and you're going to say, hey guys, I'm going to show you some magic. Now, when I show you, I'm just showing you the bottom half. I don't want to take a risk in showing these top aces. So all I'm doing is just spreading through some bottom cards and say, yeah, they're all different. Now we're going to put them into 4 piles, exactly as I say. I'm going to turn the aces face up. This way you guys can follow them. It's very important you know which pile has the aces. Very, very important. So all you're going to do is put them into 4 piles. This last pile here is going to have the aces. You want to start with the pile all the way on the other side. Very, very important. Start with the pile that's on the opposite side of the aces. Incredibly important. Otherwise, the trick will not work. You're going to take that pile, and all you have to do is follow the process, and it will work itself. It's that simple. You take 3 cards from the top, and you put them to the bottom. You explain that this is called burning the cards to ensure you're not cheating. And then you're going to put a card on top of each pile in any random order. You've now just put 1 card on top of the aces. You go on to the second pile. Take 3 cards off the top, basically, and put them to the bottom. What you're doing is training the audience to have them do it themselves if they're the ones handling the piles. Put 1 card on top of each pile in any order you'd like. Third pile. Now you have 2 cards on top of the aces. 3 cards off the top, move them to the bottom. Put 1 card on top of each pile. Now you have 3 cards on top of the aces. Now you're on your last pile with the aces. And basically, you or the spectator is doing the trick for you. And here's how. They're picking it up. They're putting 3 cards off the top and putting them to the bottom. When they do that, they're exposing the aces. Then they're putting 1 card on top of each pile themselves. All you gotta do is flip them over, and now you have all 4 aces on top of each pile. Of course, when you do this, you want to have all of the aces face down. I was having them face up just for the tutorial version. Once again, a quick recap. We take all the 4 aces. We put them on top of the pile. 4 piles. The last pile right here has all of our aces. We start from the very opposite side. 3 cards off the top. Put them to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. 1 card from the top on top of each pile. One more time. 3 cards off the top. Put them to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. 3 cards off the top. Put those to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Last pile. 3 cards off the top. Put them to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Make any kind of magical gesture. And now you have an ace on top of each and every pile. Questions, comments, concerns? Anybody?
Well, you know what? Jennifer has a question. So when you make the piles, you start from the bottom?
Hi, Alyssa. Yes.
So
when you make the piles, you start from the bottom? Yes, when you make the piles. So you start from the bottom. So what you're going to do is you have those aces on top. And what I'm doing is I'm using my thumb, and I'm just picking off a little pack putting it there, picking off a little pack, putting it there, picking off a little pack, putting it there, and then we have the last pack with all of the aces right there on top. On the last pile.
Fantastic.
Anybody else with a question before we move on?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have a question, you wanna raise your hand? Everybody good? Okay, let's just keep going. You're just doing great, Adam. You're so
Oh my gosh,
mesmerizing.
it's you guys that are learning so quickly. It's not, oop, wait, did I turn off my microphone? I think I did. It has nothing to do with me. It's you guys that are learning quickly. Now I'm gonna set up the next effect, and we are going to do it. I'm very, very excited. We're gonna play what is called the match game. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is an effect that I really love based off of an old deck of cards called the Kaleidoscope deck. When I first learned this trick, this used a very elaborate deck of cards with all different backs, which is really, really cool. This one, you're gonna do with a normal deck of cards because I adapted it for a normal deck of cards. That way you guys can amaze your friends. So what you are gonna do is you're gonna ask if people wanna see a magic trick, and you're gonna say, okay, great. I have two aces here, and I'm gonna need a participant. So let's pick a random participant here. Does not matter. Anyone who wants to be.
Come on, who wants? Okay, Alyssa. I'm gonna
Oh,
unmute you.
Alyssa! Yay!
Hey, Anna.
Hi, Alyssa.
This is Erin.
All right. Hi, Erin. How are you? We have two aces here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deal the cards, and you just tell me when to stop, whenever you'd like. Doesn't matter.
Stop.
Are you sure? Would you like to go one further, one less? Or are you good there?
Good there.
You're positive?
Yep.
Okay, you're good there. All I'm gonna do is drop the cards on top. And we're gonna do this one more time with this ace. Try to stop me before I get to the next ace, but you have a lot of time because you stopped me pretty quick there. So whenever you want, you can just say stop.
Stop.
Can you see?
Sure? Are you positive?
Okay, I'm gonna put
Would
it
you like
right
to go
here.
one more, one less? I don't care.
Okay, you
One
guys
less.
watch. He's gonna
One
do-
less. That good?
Yes.
Okay. Put the ace there. Just like that. And we're done. So, Alyssa, you told me when to stop in two places. You told me when to stop here, and you told me when to stop here. The cool thing is that when you told me when to stop the first time, you found the other black ace.
Mm.
When you told me when to stop the second time, you found the other red ace. Finding all four aces inside the deck. Thank you so much. And, you know, putting that one card back, so essential. I'm so glad you did that and made that decision. Okay, so obviously Alyssa had no choice. She was going to find those aces no matter what, which is what makes this so much fun. Now, there is a slight setup, once again. With the next effect, there won't be a setup. But with this, remember this is called the match game, there's a little bit of a setup. You're gonna take a red and black ace, or you could take a red and black queen, a red and black king, again, whatever you'd like, as long as you have four of these cards. And you're gonna put them here. Now, whatever ace you use first, the opposite ace will go on bottom. Whatever ace you use second, that ace will go on top, and you'll see you're setting up the second part as you do the first part. This is so clever. This is so fun. I love this trick. All right, so Alyssa, you're gonna help me one more time. As I deal the cards down, notice that that red ace is coming to the table first. And I have a black ace on bottom this whole time. So literally, Alyssa, you can say stop whenever you want. Go for it.
Stop.
And I'm gonna put that black ace, and I'm gonna put it here, but the other black ace is on bottom. So no matter where you say stop, that black ace is going on top. Now, because I put that red ace on the top of the deck and dealt it face down, that red ace is now at the bottom, set up for the second part.
Mm.
So no matter what, you can say stop wherever you want. Go for it.
Stop.
You can go back, forward. You can even put chunks down. It does not matter because that red ace is going there. The red ace from the top is now, of course, our bottom card because of the way we were dealing. We put that on top. Now what we have to do is spread through the deck, and you have to remember something. The pairs are on top of the face-up cards. They're on top of them. So when you go through the deck, You're going to see these face-up cards, and you're just going to remove the card that's on top of the ace and the ace itself. Once again, you're going to remove the card that's on top of the ace and the ace itself to reveal you have, in fact, found the exact matches to those cards. Seems pretty straightforward enough, yeah? Questions, comments, concerns? Anybody have a question on that one, on the match game?
Doesn't, oh wait, Beverly has one. Beverly, go ahead.
Yes, when
Hi,
you,
Beverly.
hi there. When you put them down and you said the first one, that, you know, if you have the red up, then you put the black one, or was it the same one?
So you want to put the same one. So whatever card you're using first will be on the bottom of the deck. So if you choose to lay the black card down as the marker first, you have to have the black ace or whatever your four of a kind is on bottom.
Okay.
Then the opposite one that you're going to use second on top. So then it becomes the new bottom card.
Okay.
Did that clear up things for you? Excellent. Anybody else? Questions? Or shall we move on to our third and final card trick?
I think we can move on.
Hi, Jen.
Where's
All
that?
Okay. Fantastic. So this third and final card trick I'm very excited about. This is your standard pick a card, any card. And it is called key card or key carding. This effect is used for many, many tricks, but this is your standard magician, pick a card, any card, and I'll tell you what it is. That's what I love about it so much. And you don't need much of a setup, which is really what's cool about it. And it's why I saved it for last. So from a shuffled deck of cards, we're just going to spread out the cards, and I will, in fact, I don't want to see this card. So I am going to look away. I am going to absolutely take a completely random card. Can everybody see that? Okay.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to gather up in a pile like this. I'm going to take that chosen card. I am going to put it on top. All I'm going to do is cut the deck and bury it. Now I'll be able to look. And you can cut the deck. You ask the spectator, or at least I do when I do this, would you like to cut the deck? And they can cut it as many times as they want. It does not matter. Full and complete cuts every single time, backwards and forwards. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read your mind. Okay, let's pick somebody random here. Let's pick somebody random who saw the card. Anybody random who saw the card? Let's see. Who we got out there?
Come on, who wants to step up and do this one?
All right, Jen. Hi.
Hi.
Look, you saw the card?
I hope so.
You think you saw the card? Okay, look at me. Look at me real quick. Okay, thank you so much. It's a black card. That's great. Okay, great. It's a black card. It's got spots on it, but not a lot of spots. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, just it's either a spade or a club. I'm gonna go with club. It's a 50-50 shot. Was it a club? All right, complete and total random. Yeah. Now just want you to look at me as I go ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. Is it 3 of clubs? It is in fact the 3 of clubs. Thank you so much. One card pops out of the deck. It is in fact the 3 of clubs. Thank you guys. So the ending, of course, takes a little bit of time, practice, and skill. But that very beginning part, most of it is just a show. I'm not going to lie. Most of that trick is the show. You can do whatever you want with it. And that's what's so cool. Sometimes I'll text the person to their phone and be like, don't check your messages yet. Okay, look at me. Check your messages. And they'll be like, 3 of clubs. What in the world? Right, things like that. So this is how we perform this trick. You are a step ahead of your audience. You know one thing that they don't, which is the location of one card. That's all you need to know. Most magic is done by knowing the location of only one card. believe it or not. You do take, in fact, a shuffled deck of cards. And all you're gonna do is look at the bottom card. And how I do that is just casually, after mixing, no matter how you shuffle, I just kind of like glance at it like this by just going, all right, we're gonna pick a card. I glance at it like that. As I'm kind of talking, we're gonna just pick a card. And I spread them out. I know that the card that I memorized is the King of Spades, which is the card I memorized when I did this trick, is the King of Spades. We spread those cards out now on the table, remembering that the King of Spades is on bottom. If they happen to select the bottom card, which you know is the King of Spades, you just say memorize it, throw it back in, you say it's the King of Spades, you walk away, you don't do another trick because that's real magic. You impossibly knew. You didn't even need to see the deck. That's impossible and that's incredible. Most likely, they have 51 other options and they're not gonna take that bottom card. They're gonna be, well, let's see. I'm gonna mess you up and I'm gonna go with this one. And I did that on accident. That was not on purpose. I swear to Bob, not on purpose at all. That was a complete and total accident. They're not all three of clubs. Let's pick a different one. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Okay, Adam, yes, you're a magician. I know. Why am I talking to myself? So it's the 4 of diamonds, okay? Now, of course, that's gonna be face down. That was ridiculous. We're gonna gather the cards and put them into one pile. Their selection is going to now go on top. And you're gonna say, cut the cards. When they cut the cards, the bottom card you have memorized is going on top of their chosen card, just like that. As long as you don't shuffle the deck, you're gonna know what their card is. They can cut the deck all they want. It does not matter. Unless they cut it perfectly, I'll explain what you do and how you find it in that situation. They can cut it as many times as they want. Now you're gonna go through the deck like this, and you're gonna look for your key card. In this case, my key card was the King of Spades. I know that the King of Spades will be on top of, because I placed the bottom card on top of their selection, the 4 of diamonds. Now the rest is just acting. What's tough is sometimes people get confused and they memorize the wrong card, the card that's on top of the key card. Remember, no matter which way you spread through, if you're left-handed, you'll spread through like this and the card will be on the other side. Remember, the key card will always be the one on top. Always will be the one on top. And then the rest from there is just acting. All you do is sell it. That's all you gotta do. Pretend like there's something wrong with you and you're able to have ESPN and read minds. Now, what if they cut it perfectly? It's a really good question. I'm really glad you guys brought it up. If they cut it perfectly and you see your key card on bottom, you might go, uh-oh, but it's not on top of anything. Sure it is. That means that the card they selected is the top card. Because if they had cut it perfectly, you see your key card on bottom, the top card is their selection. Exactly opposite, if you see your key card on top of the deck, that has to mean that their selection was the very bottom. So that's how you get around those two things. In case they cut it perfectly, I've had that happen in the probably 20 years I've been performing this particular effect. I've had that happen once. It never happens. I don't know why. It's so rare. Watch, the first time you guys do it. Well, it happened to me the first time. I'm like, okay, well, trust me, it doesn't normally happen. Well, it happened to me 2 times in a row. I'm sorry. But yes, that is how you get around those. This one's a little bit harder to understand. Does anybody have any questions on this one? I understand that this one's a little weird. Is everybody good? You guys are all really smart, so should all be okay. Everyone good with this one?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. We're gonna move on to a non-card trick. Super exciting. A non-card trick. I'm gonna take off my ring for this one because this one is coin magic. Very, very exciting. We're actually gonna learn 2 coin effects. I know I put the French drop here, but we're gonna learn something in addition to the French drop. which I'm very excited. We may learn two things in addition to the French drop. So the French drop is simply this, taking a small object. It can be a coin, it can be the size of a coin. It doesn't matter really what it is. Taking it and making it vanish, pulling it out of somebody's ear. That is the basic French drop. It's a very fun effect. It's very cool. It's very easy to learn, very difficult to master. Of course, then you take it out, the French drop. Now, I'm going to go into this into detail. This, as I said, this one's very easy to understand. It is very easy to figure out. It is very, very, very difficult to make it look smooth. Very tough one. So obviously, the coin never leaves this hand. It's always in, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, this would be a left-handed, this would be right-handed. It does not matter. The process is identical. You will take the object, you will hold it at your fingertips, okay? Leaving all of your fingers underneath and your thumb on top. This is very important. Now what you're gonna practice is removing your thumb and let that fall into your fingers. This in the magician world is called holding out or finger palm. Finger palm or magician's holding out. Why was this created? Well, it's called holding out for a specific reason. Why do magicians use wands? For holding out. See, magicians use a magic wand so that they have an object in their hand. Because when you have an object in your hand, you can't possibly have another object in your hand. That's preposterous. That is wrong. It was created so that you can hold an item, showing your hand seemingly empty now when the item is gone, but holding out an object. So that's why wands were actually created, so that you can do things with them like that and still hold on to an object. Now, what we will do is show you this. This is the move. That's all it is. It's just literally lifting up your thumb a little to give a little bit of space. The hard part is getting your other hand to behave. I'll show you why. What I want you guys to do before you actually do this is really grab the object a few times. You got to really grab the object. So that way when you don't grab the object, it looks identical. Very, very, very important. How do we attempt to not grab the object? Well, you're going to grab the space where the object was. A lot of people tend to grab their thumb, which confuses me because your thumb will never leave your hand, at least not to my experience. So watch. I'm going to put this thumb, the thumb that is doing the grabbing, behind the object. I will cover from view that object. Now what I will do is the move. As soon as that's covered from view. Now I will grab the empty space, I'll curl my fingers around and relax. The last thing you want to do is this. See, a lot of people do this. And it's like, there's nothing here. Yeah, okay, magic person. So what you want to do, put your thumb in back, fingers in front, let that slip down, grab the air, get everything out of there. A lot of people do this. It's not, you cannot pull that. Grab air. You got to pantomime. This goes away. This, of course, is in magician holding out so that you can go behind that person's ear and pluck it from their ear. Once again, thumb behind, fingers in front. I'm doing this exposed view here. If I did it for you guys unexposed, that's what it should look like. So very smooth, very casual, all of these things. You want to be very casual. You're going to see a lot of this when you first do it. You're going to see a lot of that, and it's going to be like, yeah. But you got to make it as like, I'm just grabbing an object as humanly possible. That's the difficulty. Practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of your camera phone. All of these things will really, really, really help you to do this. But that is it in a nutshell. Cover, drop, grab the air, relax, up, magic, hold both hands up so that you can't see that object in the holding out. Behind, you can pinch with your pinchers, behind the ear, reveal. Now, I'm going to take away my table for this because we're going to learn the bonus effect. This is very cool. This is called coin through table. And all it uses is that awesome French drop. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, look, this is a solid table, solid wood. But I am still going to be able to make this coin go through this IKEA table. Watch. Okay? Yeah. Okay, we'll try it again. Make this coin go through the table. Okay, sorry. One more time. Make this coin go through the table. And all we're doing is a French drop, but we're doing this several times. The first time, we always want to completely cover the coin. Always want to completely cover the coin. When I'm tapping on the table, I'm using mostly my fingers, but a little bit of the edge of the coin. So that way it looks the same all 3 times. Very important. You are coaching the audience so that they know what you are about to do. It's expected. That way, when you do something unexpected, it changes the rhythm. This is very important. This is called an offbeat. Magic works all on offbeats. You have this coin. So I'm gonna make this coin go through this table. You cover it. You're gonna tap simultaneously on the top and the bottom of the table. This is also very important. Here, 1, 2, push. Well, it didn't go through. Nuts. Always transfer it to your other hand. Pick the object back up. Don't show them the object. Touch, touch, touch. Push. Ah, it didn't work. We'll try it one more time. I now execute the French drop. Put my hand under the table. Do exactly the same pattern. Touch, touch, touch. So that way, everything looks, revealing my hands very clean. I even tap the coin underneath the table a bunch. This works really cool on a glass table because you can actually see that coin penetrate. And it's really, really cool. I come up very clean because most people will think you did this. Most people will think that. So that's why it's very important to exaggerate all of those actions. And that's a very cool bonus effect to the French drop that you can do, which is called coin through table. Are there questions, comments, concerns about that? Everybody's good?
I think everybody's good.
It's really, really fun. Guys really have an awesome time with this. This next thing is really cool. This is what I call the object prediction. This is super fun. It's super powerful. I gotta tell you, every time I do this effect, people go, but how? But what? I go around to different schools and I teach a week of magic. They perform. The kids that always pick this effect, their parents are always like, huh? Because they can't understand, which is so cool. So what you're gonna need for this is literally a pen, a paper, and 6 objects in your brain and another person. If you do it by yourself, you'll know how it's done. Spoiler alert. So this is the deal. I'm gonna take a candle, a deck of cards, a fake plant, we'll just call it a plant, a pack of gum, we'll take that coin, and my water bottle, and we'll put them right here, and now I'm going to need some help. So we have some objects, and I'm going to need some help. So from anybody, does not matter. Who would like to volunteer to help? Anybody? Bueller?
I see Alex. Alex.
Where's Alex? I know. Hi, Alex. How are you?
He's up.
Good. How's it going?
It's so good to see you.
You too.
Alex, I have 6 random objects, but before we get to this, I've got a prediction. This is very important. I want you, now if we were not in the quarantines and I was in person with you, I would have you hold on to this. We're in quarantine. I have to hold on to this. But I want you to make sure that it is in plain view the entire time. So I'm going to put it just like this, and I will not touch it. It's not part of these objects. You can see all 6 pretty clear.
Yep.
So I just want you to say a number 1 to 6. Doesn't matter what you say. Just pick a number.
4.
4. So we would say 1, 2, 3, 4. The plant. Fantastic. I had a prediction this whole time. It does, in fact, say plant.
What?
It's that simple. Exactly. This effect is so flippin' cool. I love it. I love teaching it. It's so awesome. It's so simple that you guys are going to go, I hate you. I'm going to walk away, and I'm fooling my kids. Kids, get over here. Roommate, whoever, doesn't matter. Get over here. Mom, Dad, get on Skype. Okay. Now, Zoom. I don't care. I don't know why I'm talking to the wall. My dogs are looking at me like I'm crazy. So all you need is 6 objects and a piece of paper. You write down whatever object you want. It doesn't matter. You pick what you want them to pick, because this is called mentalism. What mentalism is it's reading minds. What it really is making people think they have a free choice when you have one possibility for an outcome, but they think they have millions. In this case, you think you have a 1 in 6 chance of this piece of paper matching the object. It's not, it's 100%, but you can never repeat this effect because they will pick the plant every time, and it will be very awkward unless you have a different piece of paper and you shuffle the objects. Then you can do it again, kind of. They'll still figure you out. Some might, a couple won't, most will. So, Alex, I want you to help me with this. You're going to pick the plant. Spoiler alert. You're going to always pick the plant because that's what it says. How do we make this happen? This is called the hot rod force. The reason is, so we're forcing the object, we're making them pick the plant. The reason it's called the hot rod force is because it uses, there's an object called the hot rod, where you have 6 different colors. You show both sides of 6 colors. They pick a number, and it lands on a certain color, just like these objects, and then all of a sudden, boom, the entire thing is that one color, and then it goes back to all 6 colors. This is where this force came from. So, Alex, what if you wouldn't have picked 4? Pick a different number.
3.
1, 2, 3. You picked the plant. Congratulations. What if you would have picked a different number, not 4 or 3?
1.
1. How do you spell that?
O-N-E.
O-N-E. You picked
That's
the
not
plant.
fair.
Name a different number.
What's
5.
that?
That's a really
5.
good one. F-I-V-E. You picked the plant. So no matter what, 6, S-I-X. Every single number 1 to 6 has either 4 letters or 3 letters, unless you pick the number 4, which, by the way, 4 is the perfect number. It not only is 4, it also has 4 letters, which is fantastic. So no matter what, they're going to pick the plant. What you need to do is make sure whatever object you have on the piece of paper is 3 in from one side and 4 in from the other side. That's it. That's called the hot rod force position. That's the force position. No matter what, they pick 3. 1, 2, 3. All you have to do is look to see what side you're starting off of. Never count the objects. Just say, I have 6 objects. You leave it at that. Don't give this the number 1 and this the number 6. You get really much into trouble. And you don't say, pick the number and the object, because they'll go, I want number 2. You don't want that to happen, which, by the way, T-W-O. Hey, you picked the plant. You don't want that. What you want is just say, I have 6 objects, call out any number. That way you are not leading them into what to expect. Call out any number. They pick 3, 1, 2, 3. They pick 1, O-N-E. They pick 2, T-W-O. 3, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They pick 5, F-I-V-E. They pick 6, S-I-X. Great. Either way, they're always going to pick the plant. You'll always have the plant on, or whatever your object is on there. Thank you, Alex, for helping me out with that. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
That was fun.
Questions, comments, concerns. Does anybody have any questions? I love this effect. It's very high impact and very simple to understand. And then you go, oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. I can't believe magic is that easy. And it is, for the most part, until it gets complicated. And then it takes you hours and years to learn, and it's really frustrating. Other than that, questions, comments, concerns on this? Everyone pretty much got it? I would suspect so. Guys, we have about like 10 minutes left. So what I want to do is discuss some subtleties in magic and some things that you want to focus on with magic. Always practice, practice, practice. Always. And I wrote that 3 times, not because I love Beetlejuice, which I do. That's not the point. You want to practice these effects until they are second nature. You want people to have it look like you've done this a million times. Some of these you'll get right away, and you'll be able to do them as soon as we get off of this Zoom session. Some of them are going to be a little bit harder to master, and that's okay. If you love it, if you love the reactions you get and love entertaining people, it's worth the practice. Practice in front of a mirror. This is very important to know your angles, because if I'm doing that French drop that we learned earlier, and I notice that if I'm slightly turned, people can see that go into my hand, well, then I know that I've got to keep them at this angle. Oh, I heard it, the ring. Got to take off that ring if I'm going to do the French drop, or I gotta make my disappearance another way. So practice in front of a mirror until you're fooling yourself, which brings me to the next one. Fool yourself. Look in front of a mirror. Take video of yourself. Great, great things to take video of you doing it, going, hey, look, boom, there it is, and it's gone. Did I fool myself? Did I see myself take that object and put it into this hand? Did this hand look relaxed? How would I feel if somebody approached me and that's what I saw? If I saw this, or is my hand doing something weird like this and shady and trying to, where is the attention going? Remember, especially with things like a French drop, if you look at it, they will too. Here's this, watch, just want you. You're controlling the attention. Very, very important. And show this to people. Spread the love and the light of magic, especially in these times. Tensions are running super high. It's been very frustrating to be cooped up and locked out everywhere. People, stress levels are higher than normal. Magic is a great way to spread the love and light and the kindness. And I hope you guys got a lot of light and love and kindness out of this. Practice. One more thing I want to say. A lot of people say practice makes perfect. Kind of true. Practice makes permanent. I'll explain. Make sure that you're practicing the right way. I learned what's called a card spring. This is a card spring. When I first learned it, I was shooting the cards off of my fingertips. You should be, I can't even do it the wrong way now. You have to be shooting the cards off of your thumb. You have more control. You can flip a card over as they come down, and it's easier to transition into other effects. Make sure when you're practicing these these magic tricks, you're practicing them the proper way, with the proper with the proper breakdown of how exactly the moves are supposed to be. Because if you don't want to develop bad habits in putting that hand over here or going right away to your pocket or what have you. You want to be able to make sure that practice makes perfect and permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect, is what I'm trying to say in all of that. So does anybody else have any other questions or comments? I mean, I won't tell you how any big magicians do the thing, but anything on that we've learned, anything performance-wise, you can, by the way, the card tricks you can do with any deck of cards. Uno cards will work. It does not matter. It really does not. Dollar store cards. I prefer using bicycle decks of cards, especially the standards. I use the standard ones. I don't use the jumbo print, and that's for a very specific reason. I do a trick called the disappearing deck of cards, and it doesn't really work with the jumbo print index, because when you make cards seem blank and disappear, the jumbo print has a box around the aces or around other like face cards. They have this giant box around like all of the cards, and they don't fully disappear, and it's super strange. but standard bicycle cards, anything made by the bicycle card company, which would be bicycle cards, B cards, aviator cards, Hoyle cards, find those at any local store. Those are the cards you wanna use for the most part. But really, there's not any complicated sleight of hand in any of this. So you can use any deck of cards you want, and it will be just fine. Anything out there for me, guys?
You know,
It's nice to see all these
before
beautiful places.
before we end, I
Yeah.
just want to say that this has just been fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. You are an amazing instructor. That it looks like,
Oh, thank you.
I'll tell you, to teach sleight of hand this way on Zoom, I'm so engaging. I don't know about anybody else, but just wow.
Thank you. I
So
really
great.
appreciate that. I have
Everybody's
fun doing it. It brings me joy. So
Before we end, let's just ask you tell everybody how you came to magic.
sure, I came to magic through
A long
theater.
theater career,
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
What brought you to magic?
So I still do theater. I've worked with a lot of you that are in this Zoom meeting recently. So yeah, I came to magic through theater. I was doing the show Oliver. The kid approached me. I was 5, and he said, "This guy's doing a puzzle, and you're not going to figure out the puzzle." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm going to figure out this puzzle because I'm a precocious 5-year-old in theater, and that's what we do." And so I watched the magic trick, which I thought was a puzzle, and I was like, "Do it again. Do it again." And he was just kept making this handkerchief disappear and disappear, and I was like, "What is going on?" Hi, Emily. And I was like, "Yes, so rad. Okay, how is this puzzle done?" And he's like, "It's not a puzzle, dude. It's magic." And for those of you who know Ralph McIntosh or any of the McIntosh kids, it was Ralph McIntosh, who's a professional magician, and of course his kids do a lot of theater. But he gave me the trick. It was there's sizes to this trick. There's an adult size and a junior size. He gave me the adult size. It was way too big. I had to go to a magic shop and get a junior size because I had very small hands. Still do. I kept going in magic. I kind of dove off from magic for a while, focusing on sports, acting, all of these things. I got back into magic when the flying card came out. For those of you who follow on social media, either TikTok or Instagram at This Is Adam Wylie, I did the pew pew pew. Hold up, wait a minute, it's a chopper, right? That whole trending thing, and I did it with the floating card. That is the trick that got me back into magic. So I started buying a lot of things. I did Footloose at Gateway Playhouse in New York when I was 17. The day before 9/11, we closed, actually 2 days before. We closed on that Sunday. I flew home Monday. Tuesday, the towers were attacked for me flying home. That was scary because I had an audition in the city on Tuesday and I narrowly avoided it. But I went to France after that. And I left every single bit of magic on the airplane. All gone. $300 to $500 worth of magic. I ended up picking it back up slowly, doing 3 tricks at a friend's party. And they were like, "Hey, you should do this. Do you know any more?" And I was like, "Nah." So I started learning again. And when I was 21, I did Camelot at North Shore Music Theater. And Vincent Rodriguez III, or Josh from My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, was in the cast. We both did this at the same exact time. And we went, "You, me, we need to talk." We did the read through and he went, "Ooh, do you know Ed Marlowe and Jay Sankey and Jeff McBride and this and that? And do you know this change where you rub like this and you make it?" And I was like, "I know none of that. What are you doing, devil person?" And he was like, "All right, you love cards. You want to be considered a close-up magician. I want you to be able if you're a card specialist, to do a 3-hour show with a normal deck of cards you can buy anywhere." So we went to Hank Lee's Magic Shop in Boston proper. I got 3 DVDs when I was 21, and I learned from there. And that's when my professional career really started because I got paid to do magic for that show. And I count that as my start, even though I didn't know a whole heck of a lot.
Well,
and there you
that's
go.
a fantastic
Been growing
story.
ever since.
Great way to end this session. This has just been amazing. I am happy to say that Adam will be returning.
I will.
Point.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. So spread the word. This is an exciting session you won't want to miss.